I am among the candy canes here in Old City, Knoxville. And I will tell you, it gets not much older than this here. This is Patrick's Saloon. I'm sorry, Patrick Sullivan's Saloon. An old Irishman to help feed and drink the many Irish immigrants coming over here in the mid-19th century to work on the railroad and to build themselves a home. Here in Knoxville. Patrick Sullivan Saloon. Irish immigrant Patrick Sullivan came to Knoxville with his family in 1850s to work on the new railroad. Sullivan, a Union veteran, established his first bar near this spot soon after the Civil War and built this larger, grander building in 1888. Its conspicuous architecture stood out among the approximately 40 saloons. Yes, you heard right, 40 saloons that lined the Central Street Bowery. Remember, scruffy city here. Unusual in its era, Sullivan served both blacks and whites, men and women. It closed when Knoxville voted to ban saloons in 1907. That's about 10 years before the rest of the country followed suit with prohibition. Am I right with those numbers? But Patrick Sullivan's Saloon survived when Knoxville survived as a cafe and ice cream parlor run by the Italian Armetta family. After booze was prohibited, the building reopened as a renovated restaurant saloon in 1988. And 1988. The Patrick Sullivan Saloon here in Old City, Knoxville. It is a beauty. I would think this architecture would certainly stand out when compared to the other architecture here in Old City, Knoxville. Quite something. I must tell you, in keeping up with the times here in Knoxville, you see this part here, this building here that is attached to Patrick Sullivan's, the original Patrick Sullivan's. It too has its own story, one perhaps made more relevant in recent days. The building here was once part of Annie's. And you say, who the hell is Annie? No, it was not Patrick Sullivan's wife and or daughter. Annie's stood for Annie DeLisi, British-born dancer, singer, and the former wife of novelist Cormac McCarthy. Opened a continental restaurant on this spot in 1983. The first restaurant to pioneer the concept of the old city as an upscale destination in a historic district. Remember, this idea of old town and old city was a new concept in 1983. I know myself, living in Pasadena, California, it had just started around 1980s, 1985 or so. So she was keeping with the times and creating a very cosmopolitan restaurant in what was the former scruffy city, old city part of town. Annie's soon developed a reputation for fine French and Italian cuisine, as well as live jazz, sometimes drawing national stars who made unannounced appearances. DeLisi left in 1989, but her landmark's spirit survived until 2004 in a later restaurant nightclub run by creative chef Mark Verschusen and known as Lucille's. Although the dining area was eventually torn down, the bar and nightclub part of Annie's survives in the brick addition to Sullivan's. There it is. Present day dining and past dining here in the old city in Knoxville. On this Thanksgiving 2024.